So it might seem odd that a nation with reserve lands primarily on Vancouver Island and the Gulf Islands proves title on the mainland. And that's certainly been leveraged in many opinion pieces. The judge heard mountains of evidence that the Cowichan traveled to their permanent post and beam village at Indigenous on the south arm of the Fraser every summer, where they fished, lived, and harvested other resources together. It might not look it today, but when HBC officials visited the area in 1824, they recorded over 108 lawn houses. When James Douglas appropriated Indian settlements for the purposes of reserve creation in 1859 and 1860, Cowichan still had a recognized settlement at Indigenous, but it was never established as an official reserve. Instead, the lands of Indigenous were sold to settlers without the Cowichan's knowledge or consent. Over the next 30 years or so, the Crown made grants of fee simple title over the Cowichan Title area that the judge found they ultimately did not have the statutory authority to make. And it is that injustice that Canada and BC now have to reconcile, she recommends, through negotiations. This places the Cowichan Title case in an extremely short lineage of proven Aboriginal title claims, both of which came out of BC because there are uniquely very few historic treaties. While many homeowners fear that this introduces uncertainty to their land title, Salem emphasizes that the Cowichan decision actually is a big step towards resolving the legal uncertainty that's existed since settlers in BC began to purchase fee simple title to Indigenous lands that had not been legally acquired by the Crown. It is the Crown's responsibility to make this right. Private property owners have the opportunity to engage with local nations in this complex history we all inherit with open hearts and open minds. Because ultimately, alarmist responses detract from the ongoing negotiations around what the implementation of Aboriginal title on fee simple property lands might actually look like. Salem provides a list of possibilities, including financial compensation from Canada and BC, a negotiated return of Crown-held parcels, formalized consent protocols that apply binding conditions on major projects. Court proceedings are notoriously hard to interpret at the best of times. It's our role as believers in the process of reconciliation to reject reductionist and alarmist interpretations of monumental advancements in the world of Aboriginal title and rights. We can all live together, and it's so important that in the climate uncertain future, we focus on ways to come together rather than falling apart.